today on 15 on 15.
Participants of the Healthcare Conference Aruba learns that the island may lack resources but makes up for it in other areas. Plus, husbands of female breadwinners are more likely to cheat. And Aruba is one of the few places in the world far along with the beach tennis sport. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yantel Liu. The Healthcare Conference of Aruba is taking place all this week. The former United States General Surgeon says Aruba may lack certain medical resources, but the island makes up for it in different ways. A great turnout of local as well international experts within the medical field is participating in this week's Healthcare Conference Aruba, also known as HCCA. According to Dr. Jocelyn Elders, Aruba is medically further along than we think.
I've been very impressed. One, I've been impressed with the conference, but two, I'm also impressed with the health policies that you have in Aruba and the health care that you provide to all of your people here. You know, you don't necessarily have everything, but you don't need everything. You have access to all of the things that you don't have, and access is what's most important. It's you have means of getting the people to the resources where they need, and you have a method of doing that.
The former U.S. Surgeon General compares the island to the United States and says Aruba is healthier in many aspects.
I think Aruba you're doing better in regard to your health. What measures we use to measure health. You may not have the high-level research that we have. You may not have some of the high-level technical resources that we have. But when we come to health, I've been impressed that when you look at the social determinants of health and all the things that go to make up health, and we talked a lot about happiness this morning, I think that overall your people are doing better.
In other local news, the Happy Flow project is marking more and more milestones. Prime Minister Mike Amon addresses the fact that it is necessary to seek opportunities to further develop the island when it is concerning the tourism sector. The Happy Flow project aims to have a European pre-clearance on the island to better assist passengers visiting from that continent. It all comes down to Aruba's location.
And when we looked around and again revisited the strategic location of our island and the special relationship we have with the Kingdom of the Netherlands and the special relationship we have with our neighbors in Latin America, South America, and North America, it has become very obvious for us that Aruba could do much more in being a hub between continents.
Policymakers had the plan and idea of the Happy Flow project. To execute the plan, stakeholders had to utilize their working relationship with Kingdom partners.
In order to realize this vision, we decided to approach our Kingdom partner, the Dutch government, and also our partners in the airline business, Schiphol and KLM, to see if we could, just as we have the American pre-clearance, also develop a EU pre-clearance for Aruba.
Minister Dower says it isn't always easy to be the first one to do something and have it all comply to the law at the same time.
Remember the first time the project leaders came to me and told me we're going to create a project that does not exist anywhere else in the world. I said that is a tremendous idea. Don't forget this is a democracy and we're not going to do anything that's not covered by our laws. They guaranteed me that would not be a problem.
The Minister of Justice had the opportunity to walk through the European pre-clearance procedure himself and says it is quick as well easy.
I've had the opportunity yesterday to walk through this project, and it's a happy flow. It takes a very short time to pass through the system.
For now, only KLM passengers and those holding a Dutch passport can access the European pre-clearance. On that note, we will be right back. Stay with us. Coming up next, you may be persuaded in becoming an organ donor with this heartfelt video. Welcome back from the break. You are watching 15 on 15. A new study has discovered something very interesting. Husbands of female breadwinners are most at risk for cheating. Female breadwinners, especially those who didn't set out to make most of their family's income, have been found to feel less satisfied about their lives. This is based on a new survey. The findings of a new study about infidelity will probably give these breadwinners more cause for concern. It is tough to know precisely how many people cheat in their marriages because many might not admit it in surveys, but researchers estimate that between 20% to 25% of married men and 10% and 15% of married women have engaged in an extramarital relationship. In this new study found that men who are 100% economically dependent on their spouses were most at risk for cheating, 3 times more at risk than women married to male breadwinners. While on average, women who are completely financially dependent on their husbands face about a 5% chance that they will stray. There is about a 15% chance that a man married to a female breadwinner will cheat, the study says. Looks like the woman here really gets the short end of the stick. They bring home more money and most likely to being cheated on. And in today's ridiculous news, a new offensive survey claims they have found the perfect breast size. A matchmaking service called PerfectArrangement.com surveys all its members on which hair color, eye color, and clothing size they prefer. And the site determined that 32D is the most popular choice for its male members. Of course, this finding is outrageous on so many levels. There is no one bra size that men universally prefer over all others. To be clear here, only 23% of PerfectArrangement.com members chose this size as their favorite. And even if that number was high, it wouldn't make that one breast size perfect. The survey becomes even more ridiculous. It states, women's breasts are like the produce section of a grocery store. There are massive watermelon-like distractions to perfectly rounded honeydewy types. But what constitutes the perfect size? The new survey reveals men know just what they are shopping for. PerfectArrangement.com says cantaloupes are not the only favored melons this summer. According to a new survey of men, the perfect breast size on a woman is, according to them, a 32D. Well, let's see. Moving on, here's a question for you. How many of you are willing to become an organ donor when you pass? Take a look at this video and you may feel differently about it by the end of it. Let's take a really quick break. Here is a word from one of our sponsors. After the break, these girls from Ecuador came to experience Aruba's beach tennis tournament. We'll hear from them coming up. You probably recognize this face. Nicolas Lapenti is one of the top professional tennis players in Ecuador. But today's story isn't about him. His sister was on the island over the weekend. She is pursuing beach tennis. Carolina Lapenti and Paula Girero traveled from Ecuador to Aruba to experience their first ITF beach tennis tournament. The sport in their country is just starting to develop.
It's really starting. We don't have much players back there. We've been playing together for a year right now, and we enjoy it very much. We like it, and we're doing what's possible to make it grow.
Compared to Ecuador, Aruba is much further along. On this small island, Beach Tennis Aruba has a few hundred weekly players, 16 courts at Tropicana Beach Tennis Club, and this island is the host of the best international event in the world. These girls are hoping Ecuador will pick up the sport competitively.
We train usually in a tennis club. We have 2 courts, and when we go to the beach, we put the courts in the beach, and we have a group of guys. Usually we play against men because there are many girls. We have a group of friends of us, of girls that they play, and we enjoy playing with them very much.
These girls are able to quickly develop skills for beach tennis due to their background in tennis. Carolina and Paula have quickly become fanatics of beach tennis.
They saw this amazing sport, so they brought it to Ecuador, and we've been involved with tennis all our lives. So we saw them playing one time, and they come on, play, and just like that, you know. And we used to play eventually once a month or something. But then you know what it feels with this. Like you want to play more and more and more and more. And Paula also is addicted to beach tennis. So that's why we are really addicted to this sport.
This past weekend's beach tennis event attracted high-level players from Ecuador and Venezuela, and of course Aruba. Credit goes out to WEMA for supporting the sport and local athletes. WEMA is having a power equipment extravaganza this weekend, so be sure to stop by and check them out. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back here tomorrow night at 7:15 p.m. right here on Channel 15 ATV with a new edition of 15 on 15. We will see you then.